During the introduction, I mentioned the other MiFID II requirement of transaction reporting, where it's necessary to report the time that an order is matched. I'd like to show you an example of how Corvil may be used to uncover that transaction time, but also to obtain detail into the full life cycle of an order. So let's look at a scenario where we've been asked to provide an audit trail, including that transaction time. There's a discrepancy being investigated where the client, called Bergman, believes an order they have already cancelled is then suddenly filled. We've been provided with the client order ID, so I'm going to switch across to the data search capability in Corvil, where I can type in that ID of 7S1AZZ-1. I can optionally set the date and time period and then search. As the system searches back in time, it reveals every instance of where that ID has been seen. In this case, it's been seen in a number of messages, but I'm going to focus upon the very first instance, which is the new order single. And if I click on it, we see it's been picked up at a number of places, including the demarcation point of our specific client, Bergman. So I'm going to select that to drill into Corvil's event inspection. We now see a full record of all Bergman's orders and the associated messages, starting with the new order we search for. Next to the timestamps for each message, we have an order tracking button that allows us to pull up the full life cycle of a single order. So let's do that. And we can now see that there are in fact 5 messages associated with the order, and we can view the details for each one. Firstly, we have a new order single followed by an execution report to confirm the order has been accepted. Next, we have a second execution report, which is in fact a fill, and we can clearly see that half the original quantity of 10,000 has been filled. Now, if I scroll down further, we can see the transact time of precisely when that fill occurred. This field has been written by the matching engine at the venue and is the key piece of information required under MiFID II. Next, we see the cancellation request sent in by the client and then the final execution report confirming the cancellation. The sequence of events clearly shows that the cancel was in fact received after the fill had occurred, so it indicates that the broker processed the order correctly and that the issue is likely to be on the client side. As a final check, we can also validate how the cancel was processed by the broker and exchange by clicking on the Multihop Analysis button, which traces the cancel through the DEA plant to the market and then picks up the corresponding execution report coming back. In this case, the broker only contributed 33 microseconds to the overall round-trip latency. This kind of workflow is not only efficient at responding to regulatory requests, but it also helps to respond quickly to ad hoc client queries too. In this short video, we've discussed some of the technical challenges posed by the new MiFID II directives of order record keeping and transaction reporting. And we've seen how Corvil offers a pragmatic alternative to modifying your own servers and applications that are in the critical path, essentially by taking care of the data acquisition, timestamping and time synchronization functions. If you'd like to learn more about Corvil and understand how it can help reduce costs and the burden of MiFID II in your environment, please contact your local Corvil sales team.